It's your girl V. So I I am very, very, very sorry. Because I know I said I was going to upload at least 2 to 3 videos a week. But yo, I did not take into that's way over my head. I did not take into account how much time it requires for these videos. Like it's so much. It's a lot. So going forward, I'm not going to promise anything, but I am going to say that I'm going to do my best to make sure that I upload 1 video a week because this is a journey page. This is a journey video page, so it's not fair. So whatever I go through, you guys should be able to experience as well. You know, you may be able to relate. But also, although I did take off a couple of weeks from just not really doing anything, I had finals going on with school and new things happening at work, so on and so forth. But I did take some time out to think about how I wanted to set myself aside from other vloggers like myself. I want to I want to do things a little bit different. So I'm going to be interviewing just different people, different doctors, even some vet students. So you guys can kind of get the ins and outs on what to expect, kind of the things that they experienced, the trauma that they felt, just everything. And in this particular video, I will be interviewing a veterinarian. It's my brother. His name is Dr. Jose Lopez, DVM. He just recently graduated from LSU, so he's been in the profession about a year now. He does live in North Carolina. He just had a baby, him and his wife, my sister. So he's got some good things going. I kind of want him to touch bases on the profession itself, like the joys, the hardships, everything that he's experienced so far with it. Um, I just really want you guys to understand the passion that comes along with this profession. It's not something that we just wake up every day just because oh there's a cute puppy, oh there's a cute rabbit, I just want to go to work and play with puppies, rabbits, kittens, all of that all day. No. As a tech, as a vet tech, and as a student myself, that is not how it goes, guys. It is, so this is definitely a passion and you have to have that drive. This is one of those jobs where you're just constantly on the go, constantly on your feet. You're not getting any rest because your job and your passion is to find out what's going on, to get down, to dig too deep to the root of what's going on with this animal. Like, you have to have a passion for this. It is not as easy as you think it is. Yes, it looks good. It's cute. It really is. It looks good on camera. It looks good on pictures. But it's very, very hard. And this is something that you have to want to do. So I want you to kind of understand what you're getting yourself into, because it's important. It's important that you know. So yeah, so this is gonna be a clip. Everything is virtual. My brother once again lives in North Carolina, so I had to interview him virtually because COVID and all of the restrictions and all of that stuff. So I wasn't able, unfortunately, to go and actually physically interview him. But hey, it's all the same. So this is going to be kind of like a virtual. It's going to be a clip in a clip. So just bear with me because my editing skills are not quite up to par yet, but I am learning. So just bear with me. Any mistakes I made, I promise it's not on purpose, but I will make sure to get all of the accurate information in for you guys. Yeah, so just enjoy the clip. It's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine. Okay. Dr. Lopez. Welcome, everybody. This is Dr. Lopez. We're going to be going over a couple of things. I am not going to introduce him. I am going to, however, let him introduce himself. So
Perfect. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, hence the accent. Um, Went to undergrad over there. Did my veterinary degree at LSU, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Great city, great place. I missed it.
I agree. I totally agree. The food there is awesome. So I have a couple of questions for you. But how old were you when you found your love for animals?
Hmm. I'll say at some point when I was a child, I'll say maybe between 7 or 8 years old. It's always the cliche, everybody, I wanted to be a vet since I was a child. I always have animals, always. for cats, dogs, hamsters, rat, mice. I never had rats actually. Mice, hamsters. I have birds, little iguanas, reptiles. Yeah, my mom
Oh
bought,
my,
bought me those actually, and yeah,
wow.
I was always in love with it. So I'll say
So
maybe when I was like 7 to 8 years old, especially also when I was a child, I also lost one. This is the first time I had an encounter with parvovirus,
oh
so I wanted to start, you know,
yeah. So I'm assuming you just knew right away that you wanted to be in the animal field, like you just wanted to be a veterinarian. You knew right away at a young age. That's awesome. So, like, this is my question. Would you say that from the very beginning, when you found your love for animals, did you think that you maybe started molding yourself into that career?
when I was a child. I mean, honestly, I didn't really know. I mean, too much about it, but yeah, either working with them, like I mean, not necessarily on the medical field, but working with them, like taking care of them, maybe as a zoologist or something like that. But working around the field for sure, yeah. It was not until I was a little bit older that I realized that I wanted to be an actual a doctor, you know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So my next question, well, wow, that was the next question. Did you know right away that you wanted to be a vet? So we'll go to the next one.
I can add then a little bit to that. I started as a technician because I wanted to
Uh-huh.
make sure that I was able to handle the pressure, and not. I mean, probably this is gonna be a question later on. It's a high stress career, things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I was gonna be able to handle it, especially losing patients. I mean, gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
decide that I want to be a vet until they know exactly. It's not always puppies and playing with puppies. It's not always that. So I wanted to start like that. I spent maybe a year or two working as a technician. Then I realized, okay, I can do it. Then I started applying. We'll get to that. I know probably one of those questions later.
Yeah, no worries. I definitely always recommend people going into the animal field, veterinarian field, to definitely work as a tech,
Yeah.
just to see, or like an animal assistant, just to see if you can handle the pressure, because it is a lot.
Yeah.
Um, how long did it take you to complete your studies as a vet?
It took me about 8 years because I started biology. So for vet school, you don't really need the whole 4 years bachelor's degree. Some schools do require, but it's not all of it. It's not a requirement for all of them. So I decided to stop the biology degree halfway through, apply for the vet tech school, and so that was 2 more years. So I spent 4 years doing the complete bachelor, and then went to vet school for 4 more years. If you want to count the two
Got
that
you.
I work in between, maybe then at 10. Like I mean, I spent like 2 years without actually being in school or anything.
Got you. So there are some schools where you can just get prerequisites and not necessarily have the 4-year bachelor
Yeah,
degree and still
yeah.
apply.
I'm
Okay.
aware of two. Louisiana is one of them. Tuskegee is one
Mhm.
of them. They have a program that is called 3+1. So you basically do 3 years of undergrad. I'm assuming it's really fast paced and
Yeah.
miserable. And so
Yeah.
then you go and then you go to vet school on your 4th year of undergrad. I mean, you're not undergrad, but on your 4th year of university outside of college.
Right. Well, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of studies, but that's good. It's good. It's what you want. So I'm sure that, that drive and that love for animals just kind of pushed you and just kind of just motivated you.
Yeah, I mean, you have fun on the way. You have fun on the way. I wouldn't change it the way I do it. I'm not sure about that 3+1. I don't know how miserable you are. So that's probably not something that I'll do. I'll rather take it slow and have fun on the way.
Have fun on the way, guys. Just remember, have fun on the way. um, okay. So was vet school stressful?
I'm not gonna lie, it was. It was. Um, I mean, this is probably gonna be another question later on, but it it's a lot of things. It's not just the school, the test, the amount of time that you have to spend studying, the amount of hours that you have to be in lecture, but also being away from your family, missing important events, like Christmas, holidays, birthdays. I mean, I don't know if I told for some people out there, but I lost some friends on the way too. Like, and I miss saying goodbye to them, like because I was in school. So it takes some things away from you. It's not just the lectures. It's being away from
Got it.
family and everything.
Right. So it's just trying to find your balance basically
Yeah,
between family and school.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
actually the
Okay.
hardest part to me because you have a certain way of studying. The grad. Let's say it's not gonna work in med school. It's just you're gonna have to find a whole different way. So you have to realize that while you are just bombarded with everything at once. So
Right.
that's yeah, it's pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie. It's worth
Okay.
it, but it's stressful.
Got it. So now I guess this kind of tacks on to that question. What was the hardest part about vet school?
Yeah, I was just gonna go into details about it. I mean, at least for me too, because when you're out of state, it's even worse. Because I had to get in a plane to go see my family. Um, there are some people who live like half an hour from campus who just can just drive back home and things like that. But that's one of the things. Then and having too many classes at once. There were some classes where you only had two tests. If you fail one, you're already like failing half% of the class, or 50% of the class. So, uh,
God.
off the top of my head, that's probably what I'll say is the most stressful part. Sometimes I have
Got
to
it.
drink Benadryl to be able to go to bed because I was so stressed I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, that's stressful.
Hopefully with this
I'm
I'm not.
looking forward
Uh,
to
Hopefully I'm not
it.
taking your. I still encourage you if that's what you want. I encourage you still to do it. I'm just trying to prepare you to what you
Yeah,
feel like.
no,
I'm not disencouraging anybody.
I mean, clearly somebody wanted to know and somebody needed to know. So you guys have to understand before you waste your time, before
Yeah.
you waste your money going into this, you need to understand that this is not puppies and rainbows and
Yeah.
kittens.
Yeah.
Well, this one's funny. What was your hardest class in undergrad?
um, I have to say organic chemistry. Organic chemistry.
Organic.
Yeah. I gotta keep
It's a
this
lot of
between
formulas.
organic chemistry was a B. Um, I I mean, I don't even know if it was my particular situation. I'm just gonna make a brief story here. I did my bachelor's back in Puerto Rico, so at that point, the state university was on a strike. There's 11 campus, and then all of them decided to be on strike at once. So it lasted about 2 months, 60 days more or less. I still remember. I started studying, trying to keep up to date. By the first week of the strike, and the second, but by the third, I was like, yeah, not happening anymore. I had a few friends back there, and we decided to make a road trip every day. We'll pick a town, like, hey, where are we going today? We're going to the beach today. The next day, we're going to a rainforest. By the second month, I was like, I don't remember anything about the class. And that was the second part, organic chemistry too. And I had to drop it. I must say it. And I mean, so I dropped one class, and I still managed to make it. So don't let that discourage you from doing it still. So I have to say organic chemistry, which is up today. I don't even know what's for it. It's like you don't use it. So I don't even know what's the point of it.
I'm looking forward to organic chemistry. I already can't stand chemistry, and it's so crazy. Like veterinarian, you should like biology, chemistry. I don't even like biology because it's like everything is a paragraph answer. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no one answer for that. It's so
I kind
annoying.
of like those because you can try to bluff your way out of those questions, but still
Yeah.
hard. I always did better on my math class than on biology. I was acing
Yeah.
every single math, pre-calculus, calculus, physics, all biology. I was always getting B's, and I was like, okay. I actually questioned myself at one point, like, I'm getting B's in biologies. Am I sure I want to be a vet? Should I just like, I don't know, switch to engineer or something? But no.
That's even worse. Well, it's math, but still, I'm like, because I have more patience with math than I do with science. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. But let's see. So, what was your hardest class in vet school?
Vet school. There's, I'll have two. I'll say two. There's one. Maybe I'll no. It's not. It's not. They're not together. If I have to choose, I'll say embryology or developmental anatomy. That's just basically like, the development of the fetus by organs and things like that. And histology. That's basically looking at the tissues under the microscope. Everything at some point, everything is gonna be purple, pink. To you, it's just like that. Um, I swear, you just look at us like it's all purple and pink. The pathologists can make sense of everything, and you're just like, sure. I also have a difficult professor. I'm not gonna say he's super smart, but he would just pick up a day, like whenever he was giving a lecture, he would pick up a random topic to talk, not even related to what was gonna be on the test. He would just talk, and he was always expecting you to read the book. And it's like you will be wasting 2 hours with him. You still have to go read the chapter, and nothing that he said was useful. But he will get mad if you miss lecture. So I said it was exactly. I was so I just this is what I did. I just put some headphones, read the chapter while he was talking nonsense on in the classroom. So but I'll say that one. Embryology probably because it's also boring. It's not something that you really make any use for like an actual going into practice. I can say, yeah, there's other difficult classes like surgery is hard, but it's something that you enjoy. It's something that you're gonna use. Virology to like, there's some things that are really hard, but they're bearable because you enjoy them and it's easy to manage.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to those classes for sure, especially the purple and the pink, because I mean, those are not my favorite colors, but we'll make do.
I can't handle purple.
It's just it's too girly, you know?
Yeah.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work. I guess I have
Maybe
no
spending
choice.
4 years in Louisiana, purple and gold, maybe a little bit of that problem to me.
Ugh, I'm totally not applying for vet. Just saying, let's see. Oh, did you get into vet school on your first attempt?
Yes, I did. I applied only to 2 schools. Let me go back. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna bore people, but basically, so this is what happened to me. Like I said, I spent 4 years doing the first the bachelor's degree, and I spent 2 years working. So at some point, I wasn't really sure. I didn't do that much research, but I read only a requirement from one school that they have an expiring date on your requirements. Like, let's say that you took your basic biology 7 years ago, 8 years before applying, they don't accept them. You have to retake them. So I found that out like a month or two before the deadline applying to vet school, so I had to move. I only had the chances of applying to 2 schools, Ross and LSU, and I might actually got both of them accepted me. So
That's good.
yeah, I was actually, yeah.
Wow.
I was lucky
So
enough.
that was
I must
really
say that I was lucky enough because I heard people in LSU saying like, "This is my 4th year applying. This is my 5th year. I still haven't made it." So I'll say that I was lucky.
yeah. I mean, that's really fortunate, especially like at the last minute for
Yeah.
you in this case. So that's super, super fortunate and less stressful. I mean, you know, your whole 4 years, your whole life basically has been stressful for the past 8 years. So
Yeah.
so less stress. That's good. So hopefully you guys can get in on the first try. We don't want you having to go 4, 5, 6 times. um, so was the application process hard?
It was really, yeah. I must say that at some point, I'm not sure because I had to do everything rushed, but to a certain point, I'll say that part of that application process was even more stressful than vet school. Um, Trying to find your I completely forgot the name in Spanish. These papers, I mean in English. The paper that has all your grades and your GPA, the transcripts,
Transcript.
transcripts. So trying to get all those things to just it had to be mailed from Puerto Rico to the States, so it'll take forever. And then the application plus starting for the GRE at the same time while having to work, it wasn't easy. So I'll say that, let's say, 'cause I work at night, and then I only have like 2 weeks to study for the GRE. Well, you're supposed to maybe spend a month. But I'm actually, so yeah, I mean, I'll say that's another thing that is probably gonna help you get in on your first try. Get a good GRE, not just your GPA. Like, take it, I mean, yeah, you have to have a good GPA, but also a good GRE. It kind of like it complements. If you have a low GPA, try to even get an even better GRE. It helps.
Yeah.
Because that's
It's
what I
that's
think. I think that's what helped me. I did fairly good on the GRE, and also I got A on my biochemistry. And after that, because I mean, once they got the results for the GRE and the biochemistry, no, actually, it was not like that. Sorry, they had me on a waiting list until they saw that I passed the biochemistry and I got an A. Then they accepted me. So yeah, the, I'll say
so
that
the
it can be a little bit
GRE.
more stressful than med school to a certain point.
Right. So the GRE just really just kind of put. I'm not a good test taker, so I'm going to have to at least plan to take it or a month, at least do like a month preparation,
Yeah,
like
no
just
problem.
kind of going over the test itself, and because I'm not a good test taker at
Yeah,
all.
no, definitely take a month to study. There's probably a new version or edition of the book I had back then. But so what I did was just to give you a piece of advice. I spent only 2 weeks. I'll recommend doing maybe a month. First, they have some practice tests. I think those books have a practice test that you can take and take the test first, timing yourself. Like, not don't do like start the clock at 0 and see how much you take to do it, and then just try to adjust yourself depending on how long it took you. See what you need to do better. Just like, don't let me not take too much time on this question on the next time, and then start timing you with the time limit that they have, which I think is half an hour, to see where you're at. Don't spend too much time on a question. Don't be stubborn like me. I did that with my math problems, and in the end, I was rushing on very easy questions like doing like calculating a mean number, things like that, or percentages, which is fairly easy, and I had to rush it and potentially missing some questions because I was stubborn. Don't do that either.
Right. Okay, guys. So study, study, study. Prep yourself, especially if you're a horrible test taker like me. Study, study, study. They also, just to kind of tack onto Dr. Lopez, they also have some programs, just like study sessions, like how they prepare you for like the
Yeah,
ACT, SAT. They also have classes for that you can pay for, and
exactly.
they show you how to take those tests,
You have
and
those
you
things. Yeah.
actually take. Yep, I forgot the name of it though. What's
I
one?
don't know because I never actually I didn't even research them back then because I only had enough money to take my prerequisites and apply to vet school. So I was like, I'll have to study by myself. But their choice is definitely, especially if you're not a good timing test taker, because I mean that stress and not being able to handle yourself within the test can definitely put you at a disadvantage. And it's not that you don't know. or that you're not a good student. It's just you don't know how to handle those type of tests. So yeah, definitely the help is out
Thank you. Thank you. So, with all of that, what are your future plans?
there. I never put too much thought into it. So basically, my plan before leaving school was kind of like working at a private practice for maybe 3 to 5 years, see where I was at with having my own practice. But um, that's just basically, I mean, depends on what people want to do. But this is what I realized in the end. Um, I don't want to sacrifice too much time. I mean, I already spent over 8 years in school. I don't want to live in a practice all day and things like that. So I'm a little bit skeptical of having my own practice. So I'm probably just gonna keep working for a private practice. Maybe when I get older, when I have not too much to do, I'll open my own. But that's probably what I like to do. I mean, I enjoy being a GP or general practitioner. So I just basically that. Continue working like that. I got my days off. I have vacations. I have things like that. Enjoy my time with my family.
You guys heard that, family. So, this goes to the next question, which is, are you single? He's not single.
No, I'm actually here, engaged, planning on getting married within a year or two. Hopefully, the pandemic will let me.
Yes,
The baby came up first.
yes.
So yeah, so basically that's why I refuse to have my own practice. I'll rather spend it with my baby.
Yeah,
I don't want to be
exactly.
that. Yeah, I don't want to be the father having to, because it's gonna happen. You know, it's gonna happen. At some point,
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going home, but there's gonna be this person with the
yeah,
emergency. The famous one, the pyometers, for example, or these life-threatening surgeries that you have to do. And I don't want to be the father having my baby asking for me at 8 p.m. Because I still in the hospital, you know. But
yeah.
to each their own. If you want to do that, yeah, definitely. It's
So
to me,
it's
I don't know. It's
important
too
to have
much.
that
Yeah,
balance.
it's too much
Yeah,
stress, honestly. And
yeah. It's important to have that balance, and you've had that balance. You've learned, not necessarily kind of like perfected it, but you've got it down, and you've had it since the beginning of your whole like studies, career, all of that. So that's important that you have that. So balance is definitely the key, I think. I think.
I agree. No, I agree. It's not your decision. You get burned out. You get burned out. I've only been out there for a year and a half. And I took a lot of extra days this year because of the pandemic. It was necessary, and I was trying to help. And at some point, I was burned out. And I mean, I have only been out there for a year. I can't do this. I really can't. So there are people who maybe
Right,
can do it, but like I mean, that was like I said, that was before I left school, before I even have a baby. So that I'm
right.
actually now that I think about it, that's something else that it was. I mean, I don't know if there's any more questions, but for you, from you, or from people. So, but you may go into vet school thinking this is what I want to do. I want to specialize in cardiology. I want to specialize in this. You're gonna change your mind along the way. Like me, I want to have my own practice. I changed my mind along the way. I had classmates that were always dealing with exotic animals, birds and reptiles, rats, rodents. And she ended up, she's doing a residency now for anesthesia. So it's like, how do you go from exotics to anesthesia? You change along the way. So go with an open mind. Go with an open mind.
I am. I've already changed my mind, and I haven't even started yet. So I thought I thought I wanted to do the DVM MPH program, and I think I still do, but I'm not going to do that fast program because
So
basically that's a 6-year program. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do the DVM and get my master's in public health separately.
do a
I'm most likely
my
going to take my
recommendation is to, yeah, my recommendation is to do it separately. There are some people who try to get into vet school and they can't, so they start with the masters and then they do the, or they just do the masters because it helps them. Actually, no, that's a lie. Scratch that. The first people that I know that do the masters in public health first is because they want to work doing lab research or working for the federal government, and it helps them having the master's degree first. It gives them grants, or there's some people who can get money and they start with a higher salary. They get paid a little bit of a part of their student loans just by having that master degree, because they know right away they're gonna work with like lab research or the USDA. There's some people who do it in combination. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay.
I mean,
Don't do that.
it's just a piece of advice. If you are somebody who can handle high pressure, low or stress, fast pace things, then by all means, because you're gonna have to start. You're gonna keep studying for your test, getting ready for I don't know if there are people who do it on their clinical year. They have to start getting ready for your NAVLE, which is a national test, plus reading papers, doing research, writing your own paper for the master's degree. So my recommendation is to do it or do it later. Depending on what you would like to do. But there are some people who do it before just to get the benefits by going into large animals or working for the federal government.
Yeah. I have some options to weigh. I do know for sure that I want to do it separately though. I thought about it because I was looking at a couple of schools and I was just like, oh my God, I want to do it. And then I started getting my feet wet with, these classes and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I'm gonna take
No,
my time.
it's probably gonna be too much, honestly.
Yeah,
And you'll regret it at some point because you're gonna be miserable. And I'm not saying that it's not doable. You
yeah,
can do it. It's just you're gonna be
yeah,
miserable. I won't tell you
yeah. I love my life. So I don't want to be miserable.
that.
I know
Yeah,
what I want, but I don't want to be miserable.
yeah. I work with
If
a
you
doctor.
guys can do it, I promise you, if you guys want to do it, then by all means, we're not here to deter you
Oh no,
from
absolutely.
anything. So,
My only thing is that I'm just letting you what to expect. I wouldn't do it. I will do it
yeah,
separately. But if you want to do it faster, if you want to get it out of the way, and there's somebody who can handle it, then do it. Don't just, don't fail class or don't drop or having to spend much time. I mean, I don't know what happens if you fail a class. I don't know. They may let you repeat it. It's just another year that you're wasting anyways. But whatever works for you is hard.
right. Well, I really appreciate you getting on and talking to us and giving us the the bad about vet school, basically. Um, are there any upsides to it that you can maybe give our viewers?
Upsides to swimming, yeah. I mean, it's worth it. You enjoy what you do. I enjoy what I do. And helping being an advocate for animals. I love it because honestly, like they can talk, they can tell you what's going on. But it's really rewarding when you get them to feel better and when you're doing some improvements, and you also see the people, the clients being grateful and and happy because you do help people too. We're here to advocate for the animals, but we're also here for people, and to a certain point, we're also part of public care, for example, because we were trying to do we're trying to work towards minimizing rabies, for example. There are some diseases that can pass into humans. Some of them are deadly, and things like that. So yeah, it's really rewarding. So I encourage everybody, and everybody can do it. I mean, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, but you can do it. You just gotta believe in yourself and work hard.
Work hard, guys. That is the key. Thank you so, so much, Dr. Lopez. I
Absolutely,
really
anytime.
appreciate you getting on. You're so awesome. Get back to your family. I know you've been working and stuff all week, and we gotta maintain that balance. But thank you so, so much.
No, I appreciate you for inviting me. I'm super happy anytime. Uh,
Awesome.
if there's any other questions from people, I mean, you can invite me again if you want to. Anytime, anytime. I'll separate some time for you.
Awesome, awesome. If you guys have any questions, if he wants to, I don't know, do you have any Instagram or maybe Facebook that
I
people
do.
can
I
follow
do
you
have one.
on?
You can follow. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I don't know if you can put my link, the link for somebody if people want to follow. If should be questions, anything.
Totally, totally. I will put the link in the description box below, you guys. So, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my baby Satara. She's a Rottweiler, and I love you too. But you're breathtakings. She will not let me be great. She was just moving around and just, being a puppers. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, the clip. I hope you got a lot of information, a lot of things that you did not know that now you know. Why are you biting yourself? You're biting yourself. Anywho's, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification button, leave any comments or questions in the chat below, in the comment section below, and I promise to get to you. I will definitely try to address all questions in my next video. But yeah, thank you guys so much and have a good day. Bye.